The Scriptures, the Word of God, have some beautiful poetry in them. And the primary example of that is the entire book of Psalms. Each one is a prayer poem that was written and set to music to be sung. And today's prayer poem, the psalm that we prayed after the reading, has a certain poignancy to it. It's very, very vivid. It was prayed by someone who was suffering. That person talks about the violent storms and the tempests of my spirit, anxiety over all the violence that I see, deep longing in my heart. Oh, had that I had wings like a dove, the author sings. If I had wings, I would fly away and be at rest. I would flee far away. I would lodge in the wilderness. Sounds pretty appealing, doesn't it? And you know, it's ours for the taking. In our prayer, we spend a fair amount of time with the Lord, seeking rest in our unrest, hoping to get away from the storms and the tempests of the Spirit, wishing to be done with the anxiety of soul. But what can so easily happen is that when we become so intense in asking the Lord, rest, quiet, give me the wilderness, then we focus all our attention entirely on what's troubling us. And no matter what we focus on, it's going to increase. Cast your care upon the Lord, the psalm sings. Bring it to the Lord, and then leave it with the Lord. In our prayer time with the Lord, mention our needs by all means, but then fall silent. Give the Lord time to lift our spirits and let them fly like a dove and rest in the love of the God who loves us. In our prayer, leave behind for a moment the noise of the anxiety and the dilemmas, and lodge in the vast wilderness where there is only God and us. To cast away, means to leave behind, at least for a while, the storms and the tempests, the anxiety and the violence, and to allow the Lord to embrace us in the rest and the calmness that God promises when we really do cast our cares on Him.